Hello, I'm the Atheist Android, and welcome to Automated Response, your one-stop shop for handy responses to creationists. Let's do a nice easy one today and respond to a bit of a Christian catchphrase. From Psalm 14:1, the fool says in his heart, "There is no God." I mean, really, what a null statement. What a meaningless, redundant cope. This self-congratulating cliché is the equivalent of putting your fingers in your ears and going, but worst of all, it's to act as if you're actually making some kind of point by doing so. It's a lazy, easy, weak dismissal of anybody who doesn't think what you think. It proves nothing. In fact, it's a way to actively avoid proving anything. After all, it's far easier to just insult doubters and to dismiss the possibility that you might be wrong as foolish. It's a shield and a comfort blanket.
Pathetic.
So then, why is it still such a popular creationist catchphrase? Well, the old world and very literary style of the Bible does all the heavy lifting. Although it's really just a lazy, well-poisoning insult, it's worded as if it's some profound pearl of wisdom. Quoting it lets you feel intelligent, as if you're calmly and intellectually dismantling us foolish non-believers from high atop your spiritual pedestal, where you have such beautiful scripture at your disposal, when really all you're actually saying is,
"You stupid."
It's like if I was to say, "The flock of the Lord proudly declares that they are sheep in both their heart and in their head." Really, behind the wannabe Shakespeare, I'm really just saying,
"You stupid."
Not really very productive or convincing, is it? And hey, I at least came up with that one on my own. Really, why do you feel the need to hide behind this false sense of superiority? Behind this message of, you have to be a fool to disagree with me?
Pretty high and mighty coming from the lack-given genocidal maniac.
Well, this brings me to my main point, and the real reason I even bothered addressing this complete non-starter of a statement. It's a comfort blanket, a signal of insecurity. If God's existence was so obvious, there'd be no need for verses like Psalm 14, no need to preempt the problem of non-belief. In fact, if God's existence was as obvious as is claimed by the kind of person to regurgitate this verse, there'd be no problem of non-belief at all. You are a fool to believe there's no sun or moon because those things are self-evident and observed every single day by every single person. We don't need any doctrine or any catchphrases to reinforce our belief in them. Even in situations where there are doubters to the obvious, we still don't need to preemptively deal with them. Flat earthers, for example. That the Earth isn't flat is obviously true and easily demonstrable, but that doesn't stop people from doubting.
Space is a made-up concept to stop us going further than the maps say.
What, are you retarded?
But it's not a problem that needs to be preemptively addressed. We don't need some catchphrase to fall back on to reassure ourselves, because the truth is so obvious to everybody, and the evidence is so overwhelming. So then, why is this not the case with God? If God's existence is so obvious that it's foolish to doubt it, if it's as obvious as the existence of the sun and moon, or as evident as the earth being a globe, then why are the Abrahamic religions, not just Christianity, mind you, so comedically repetitive and demanding in insisting we believe them? Why is Psalm 14 just one of many examples of verses on doubt or disbelief? Why does non-belief need to be constantly threatened and vilified? Why do the texts so often go out of their way to preemptively stamp out disbelief as much as they can? Why are so many characters, like, just to name a few, Thomas, Job, Sarah, Elijah, and Asaph necessary, who all doubt God only to be, of course, proven wrong? Why is faith needed? Why is it so heavily and fundamentally relied on? As if it's anything other than a pretty word for believing in something despite how unbelievable it is. The answer is simple: insecurity. It's as if the writers are well aware that what they're claiming is so unbelievable and false, that there is no actual proof, that they must include within the claim constant reminders that you must believe them. Look at 1984. The party constantly lies and has the people of Oceania believing things that are obviously false.
How many fingers am I holding up, Winston?
4. And if the party says there are not 4, but 5, then how many?
They must constantly remind people that Big Brother is infallible, that he does not lie. They demand doublethink, that you reject the evidence of your own eyes and ears and just have faith in Big Brother and Big Brother alone, because if you don't, the consequences will be dire. And of course, they only have to encourage this blind faith and to make these threats because what they claim is not self-evident, and of course, not actually true. And it's this insecurity, this need for reassurance, for a comfort blanket, this almost desperate insistence that you just have faith and believe, lest you be one of those corrupt, vile fools, that Psalm 14:1 encapsulates so perfectly. I'm the Atheist Android. Thank you for watching.